Halifax is, to the sky under the stars, second to none the time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Halifax Rebuild Shop Show 20. Scott, welcome back on board. And I know you're going to give us some more good info today. We are going to have a full content here with both rebuild shops. And then we're going to have the special feature on the dedication of the Halifax after a 9-year rebuild of NA337. Scott, how about if you start us off with your rebuild shop at Arn Prior, Ontario, and all you guys, your team has been doing the magic out there on the Halifax.
Right. Well, now that we're back at the shop, over the next few weeks, hopefully we'll be able to start skinning the trailing edge. That's a major step. It'll start to look more like a section of a wing as opposed to just a bunch of bits that are clecoed together. That's going to be a huge step. And the other thing I'd like to try to do, if at all possible, is I'm going to take the port and starboard sections of the center section and literally bolt them together. One of them right now is standing up on end. So I'm going to bolt them both together, and hopefully that'll be an impressive construction. So that's what we're going to try to do over the next couple of weeks. And we're also going to keep progressing the flap assembly, but that's going to be further on.
But that's going to be super exciting when you bolt those two 15-foot sections together. You're going to have 30 feet of the backbone of a Halifax all bolted together, and you have a giant shoehorn to make sure that it fits in your shop, do you?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, people, you'll have to tune in to see if we drop it. You know.
No way, man. So don't get scary. Okay, so that's great. And now we did some video around the Bomber Command Museum rebuild shop out in Alberta. And I wanted to show you, because number 3 engine is running so beautiful. And Scott, you saw the engine run. She started up after four blades. Wow. After 55 years of sitting. And so, but now I want to take you and show you the turrets of the Halifax that we're starting to rebuild. And we've assembled one of the giant 13-foot diameter propellers, and we're going on to propeller number 2 now. So I want to show you up close and personal those ancillary bits for a Halifax out there. So that is a video, and we'll roll that now, and then we'll come back and you and I'll get ready for the big ceremony for NA337.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
So here we are with Hugh Gilchrist and number 3 engine. And Hugh, I know you had lots of fun blessing this engine as we put it back together. And I just want to introduce you to the crowd that's supporting us. And tell us now, your family, your father and his brothers were in the RCAF and other military. Can you just list them off?
Well, I had an Uncle Donald that was in, I believe it was Coastal Command. I had an Uncle Glenn that was a observer. I had my Uncle Hugh that was actually my namesake, that was killed in a Lancaster over France. And then my dad was in the Army as a tank commander.
Yeah, well, you know, very interesting. And this is the thing of Canada, is many families had many members in the military in World War II. And I know your namesake, Hugh, your uncle, was with 44 Squadron in the Royal Air Force, and he was a pilot. And what age was he when he got killed in action?
20.
Wow. Do you know how he's super young as a pilot? Because he must have been good, because if you are a bona fide combat pilot at 20, you must have started when you were 18 or 19, and that is a feather in his cap that he was assigned as pilot at only the age of 20. But listen, Hugh, I just want to tell you something. Your knowledge, your expertise, everything you've done as a master mechanic, it's kind of fun to work with you. And I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done. And I will continue to assist you in the magic. So thanks a lot, buddy.
Okay, thanks, Carl.
Okay. I want to give you a quickie tour of the treasure land we've got here when we're building up our Halifax at Bomber Command Museum. And as my producer always told, Carl, can you please throw in a smile? So here we are. There's your smile. This, folks, is the Halifax propeller blade and hub. And I just want to show you how big it is. It's 13 feet diameter. And over here is the famous number 3 engine that's running beautiful. Don't know how we did that, but we did it by magic and sweat equity. And here's the next 3 propeller blades that we're going to do. And these have never been on an aircraft. They've come straight out of a crate. They're the correct size and everything from de Havilland of England for Halifax. Remember, they are curved opposite airfoil dynamics to a Lancaster because that engine there turns the other rotation, counterclockwise. Not from this angle, from the other angle. Counterclockwise. So those blades have got to be done that way. Now, come over here and see there is a Halifax mid-upper turret. That's the one we got from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, there's a lot of Halifax turrets that are sitting in Atlanta, Georgia. Anyways, we got it for us. And there's one of the little darlings that will be poking their snout out of the turret. That one's been deactivated, but it's all stock and original, except for the special machining inside to make it de-wadded. And over here is the one half of the rear turret of a Halifax, and that is Selkirk College has the front half, and they're putting all brand new windows in. You see over here, we've already cut the new windows for the side panels, and that's brand new plexiglass under protective tape. And so all over here on the table is the turret parts and miscellaneous. And back in there, you can see propeller domes for the Halifax. And I've got one more thing to show you, but this is sort of the magic toyland of out in Bomber Command Museum in Nanton, Alberta, is some of the stuff we've got. Okay, so here we are with Hugh Gilchrist, and Hugh is going to be our beautiful model for the day. And here's this gem. This is a authentic Halifax control column, and it took us 5 years to find all the components. And Hugh, just show him the action on the control wheel. And down low, do it again, Hugh, and you can see the gear turning. So that is a fully functioning Halifax control column. And then just show them the air brakes, the actuators there. So, and you can see there's the air valve connected to, that's pneumatic brakes for a Halifax. And that's all been totally reassembled, and we'll rejuvenate it. And it's a real gem, very hard to find. And we've got that. So that's the icing on the cake, folks.
Okay, so there we are. That's our treasure out in Bomber Command Museum in Nanton, Alberta. There's tons more that we've collected that we're going to work on. But now the highlight of the show is the beautiful ceremony in 2005 when NA337 in all her glory was dedicated at the National Air Force Museum in Trenton, of which Halifax 57 Rescue played a major part. And you may not hear too much about Halifax 57 Rescue in the total picture, but we were there and we did what we had to do. And Scott, I know you couldn't make it. You said you had a couple of questions for me about that 2005 ceremony.
Yeah, at that time I was involved, earlier on with the recovery of the aircraft and helping you out and helping out the DACON team with the designing Moby Grip and other things like that. And then life got in the way. I was traveling a lot and raising a family, so I wasn't really involved for quite some time, and I wasn't able to attend the 2005 ceremony. So, can you describe to me, what it was like? Such a big project, and not only the aircraft, but the building itself had to be expanded to house the aircraft. So much effort. So tell me what it was like, the culmination of that project.
Well, it was magnificent. It was a wonderful ceremony in November of 2005. And I made sure that our founder, Ian Foster and Carl Edmondson, could come over from England. I paid out of my own pocket to bring Carl and Ian Foster over from England for that ceremony because they deserved it. And then we had this beautiful ceremony, and all the veterans were there. All the rebuild crew was there. We had to have over 1,000 people attending on that ceremony. And of course, you've got your dignitaries who may not care about Halifax's, but they were there. Mm-hmm. So bottom line is beautiful ceremony. And for me, the highlight was, now for political reasons, Scott, I was not allowed to speak at that dedication ceremony. There were political reasons, but that wasn't my duty. My duty was to give back the Halifax veterans their long lost Halifax. So that I was pleased to be, like you, pleased to be involved in the total success of the operation. But just a wonderful ceremony, and the guys were almost in tears, the Halifax boys, when they saw their beloved Halifax towering over them in all its glory. So bittersweet. For me, getting that nose art from Skip Rutledge, the guy that painted nose art on the Halifax bombers, he said, "Carl, I got to give you this as a thank you." So
how many nose arts did he do? Do you think over his?
He was in North Africa and England, and he did 5 or 6 nose arts. We're going to do a show on Skip Rutledge.
Oh,
we found one of his nose arts, and we showed it to him. It's still alive. It lives in Ottawa. So anyways, that's a side story.
Excellent.
But yeah, you weren't there. I wish you could have been. There's so many people we want to give credit to, like Paul Botting and George Roshkoff, who rebuilt the main spar. There's so many people, but it doesn't matter. We have our Halifax, our first Halifax. There's more coming, buddy. You and I are going to be working till we're decrepit, okay? Well, maybe we're semi there already, but it doesn't matter. We're going to keep on going. So, folks, watch this ceremony. It's just beautiful, and we're going to appreciate this every second.
Excellent.
I think it's a wonderful achievement, and it's the only real, almost living reminder that so many of our boys served in that particular type of aircraft, which is so often being ignored by history.
I think it's wonderful just to have the opportunity to see all these people here today on a single cross. I think it's fantastic.
now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet those who are the heart and soul of this restoration project. They are Paul Botting, Project Supervisor, Dave Ablett, John Ashby, Guy Barcy, Jim Benham, Wally Bentley, Duncan Bank, Derek Brown, Glenn Brunton, Rod Clark, Wayne Cowan, E. Curio, John Dawson.
This was a wonderful experience. It was nostalgic in the sense that I was here at Trenton in 1945 to 1949 because I stayed in the Air Force after the war. But to see that aircraft, and I had so many friends who flew Halifaxes, was a wonderful ceremony. It was touching because it brought back memories of Bomber Command. Even though I flew in Wellingtons, the old Wimpy, instead of the Halifax, it brought back a lot of memories from 1941 to 1944.
I was just saying to my friends over there that you really don't get what this represents unless you've watched the construction over the years. But to see this thing standing here, and it's hard to believe we used to fly in it. It's huge, and it was a great, well, it still is a great aircraft, probably one of the better bombers of the Second World War. She was really well built. You felt safe in it, and as the pilots used to say, it climbed like a homesick angel, but it had the glide angle of a brick.
I thought that was extremely well done, well planned, well executed. I'm glad I came. It may be the last time I'll have the opportunity, but this has been wonderful, really.
I was with the crew in Norway in 1995. Jeff and Carl asked me to come over and film the project. They said come over for a week and we'll get this thing out. About 5 weeks later, I was still sitting on the beach. But the plane came out, and you're about to see it in a few minutes here. It's quite important what this is about to be, because a lot of young people don't know about what these men did, men and women. So there was one night there in 1995, we were sitting around the cabin, and I pulled out the guitar, and Carl was there, and Dag Armour came in the room with the crew, and they started talking, so I listened very carefully to their words and the stories they were telling me about how important this was. And I jumbled the words together, and I came up with this song that you see in the video, if anybody got one of those videos that we made.
Nights of fire from the bridge top. There's a plane that's going down. Watch the sky and hear the engines. Lake Miosa coming round. Raise a tail and raise a body, lifted from the depths of fate. For the men who died believing what they did was worth the wait. And they flew Halifaxes to the sky under the stars. Second and none, the time is coming, rolling thunder from afar. Strength and courage at the touchdown told me some men died that night. Only one to tell the story, how the people saved his life. Now the people rise in Norway, come together with the tide. From Canada they join the battle, save the Halifax tonight. Raise a tail and raise a body, lifted from the depths of fate. For the men who died believing what they did was worth the wait. And they flew Halifaxes to the sky under the stars. Second and none, the time is coming, rolling thunder from afar. Raise a tail and raise a body, lifted from the depths of fate. For the men who died believing what they did was worth the wait. And they flew Halifaxes Halifax is. To the sky under the stars. Second and none, the time is coming. Second and none, the time is coming. Second and none, the time is coming. Rolling thunder from afar. From afar.
So there you have it. Beautiful and poignant. The first Halifax for Canada, NA337. Now remember, folks, that one is totally restored. It was our team that helped bring it back to Canada. And now we're moving on to another Halifax. This is totally separate. Scott and all of our Halifax 57 rescue team, we're going to put together another Halifax for Nanton, Alberta. Do not get confused. And what comes next? Did you know we recovered a Halifax from a swamp in Belgium 2 years after we recovered NA337? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the recovery? We're going to show it to you in the coming programs. It's another adventure altogether, and Mr. Knox was smack dab in the center of it. So we're going to have more good comments and more good shows. But I guess that's about it for today, Scott. So I'll let you sign off for us, and I'll be in touch with you very soon. And I'm heading over to England soon. So let's finish off here, buddy, and hopefully the folks will follow us and realize we are not pikers. We're here for the long run.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing some of that old footage and photographs from LW682, right? Another, so many Halifaxes. It's hard to keep them straight. But
complain.
Yeah, that'll be fun to revisit that wonderful project, primarily to recover the remains of downed Canadian airmen. Great story. Looking forward to recapping that.
Yeah, and missing in action, and we found them, and we returned them to their families. Mm-hmm. Boy, talk about powerful.
Yeah. So that's it for this video. I just want to remind everybody that you need to watch the whole video. When you see our videos, make sure you watch the video from start to finish. YouTube algorithm tracks the amount of time that people watch. It's key to our success. So please make sure you watch the videos from start to finish. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and just please support us. And you just watch the content to start. And then if you're in a position, please visit the fundraiser. There's a link. There should be a link on our YouTube channel that'll get you to the fundraiser page, and you can make a donation. Even small donations are appreciated. We'd like large donations, obviously, but if we can get a whole bunch of little donations, that helps too. And also, we'd love to be able to monetize the YouTube content, but we're not there yet. We're still quite a ways away, but we need lots of watch hours, and hopefully we can get this YouTube content generating a bit of revenue on the YouTube side. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.